Welcome. Welcome to the theme of today is classic loving kindness meditation, and of course it's always that, just a different version of it, and specifically what we do when we're hurt, how we use this practice when we're hurting. I'm thinking specifically of when somebody, it's usually somebody you care about that says something is really painful, it's really hard to hear. There's a shortcut in NVC, it says difficult to hear messages, and there's a real acknowledgement of the other person in that shortcut, and I really want to start with the acknowledgement of me, of when it hurts. When somebody says something and it is really hard to hear, and the part that's hard to hear is our interpretations of how maybe all the voices in ourselves. So when we hurt, when people say things that are hurtful, or just about everyone would agree, like, ooh, ouch, and not getting caught in that, yes, that's a horrible thing to say. Yes, they need to understand that that's a horrible thing to say. That's a difficult thing to hear. And my mind tends to circle in, like, if I say this, if I say that, if I'm just silent, if I don't respond. And I need to come back to, wow, that really, really hurts. And give myself compassion. There's something going on with the other person for sure, and it's probably care. And I can just stay right now with, that brings up so much in me. There's so much pain, there's so much sorrow, there's so much fear. When that person said this, when that person did this. I mean, particularly somebody we're close to. Particularly somebody that matters to us, and we think that they should know better. And we know the practice of letting it hurt and not getting involved into the stories of why it hurts and why they shouldn't have said that and why they shouldn't have done that. Letting the tears flow with, like, tears of compassion, tears of, like, of course, sweetheart. Of course that hurts. Because it hurts, because it's just not easy to hear. Stay with that, and it hurts, without any, like, if I can say this and I'll feel better, the whole, when we tell ourselves we should feel better when it hurts. When we give ourselves compassion and it still hurts, we're doing it right. We're being there. We're being present for ourselves. Of course it hurts, sweetheart. Instead of, like, agreeing with whatever the other person said necessarily. I mean, they may have a good point, and right now it's just the hurt, the sadness, to give yourself compassion and stay with it for as long as you need to stay with it. to feel that achiness. Like, wow. Ooh. I love when somebody celebrates me. And that's not a request to celebrate me. It's like what I want to hear is to be seen in all of my courage and magnificence. Yeah, and it's not about sort of a friend who's listening now, or even yourself saying, see, this is what doesn't help me. You are courageous, you are magnificent, that doesn't help me. What helps me is being with that part of me and saying, yeah, it's okay. It's okay to be human. It's okay to have this reaction. It's okay to be with that. And noticing when I have the story that I shouldn't be hurt, that I should understand the other person, that I should be able to hold myself with compassion and care. Honey, it's a practice. Continue to hold yourself with care. Continue to acknowledge what you're feeling. Continue to acknowledge that this is perfectly human and it's absolutely beautiful. And be with that longing. Yes, that person should understand. I told them they should know that I'm really sensitive about that. And I'm laughing because I don't want to focus on them. I want to stay with, yes, yeah. People we love say hurtful things. And we've reminded them when they say things like that, it's hurtful, particularly when there's nothing overtly kind and compassionate, right? I know there's always, like, when people say things like that, there's some care, there's some fear for our well-being underneath of it, right? They care about us. And it still hurts. And I still want to say how much it matters to me to be seen for, this part of me, this playful aspect of me, this young part of me, this exploratory part of me, whatever it is, whatever is not being seen, this part that means so well and is so joyful and it's here. Stay with that. Stay with whatever you need to hear compassion and kindness for yourself. And breathe into that compassion and kindness for yourself right now, in this moment. And as we bathe ourselves in unlimited compassion, as we give ourselves all the acknowledgement that we need to have, that we long to get from that other person, stay with it in ourselves. Maybe find somebody else who we care about, who gets that we really enjoy being celebrated before we're criticized. Imagine that, right? So that snarkiness is the hurt. Imagine that. Yeah. So we can share our willingness to show up for our loved ones when they're hurt and just listen. And I'm suggesting you just listen to yourself like it's nothing and it's a big deal. And we want to be able to cultivate, I want to be able to cultivate that, checking in before we give people advice. There's so much advice I'd like to give to that other person, right? Particularly the one that stimulated the pain in me. Man, I got a bucket of advice. And I'm going to hold on to it. Advice from myself just to stay with it, to celebrate myself and your amazingness, your playfulness. So Narky subsides and goes to the many, many neutral people I'll see, and knowing that in their lives, people say hurtful things. And it's our reaction is to hurt back or to blame ourselves. Yeah, she's right. Yeah, I should stop scuba diving. I should stop diving. I'm too old, I'll never learn. Blah, 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 whatever it is. Knowing that neutral people as well have pain and sorrow. And then go to the difficult people, which is at this moment somebody I love, and just to hold it for a while longer. There's no need to acknowledge that, oh, this isn't what I need. I would have appreciated if you asked. I don't need to even think about them for a while. All I can do is wish that are surrounded by loving kindness and care. And then, and then back to yourself as you include yourself in all beings in the world. Wow. Isn't that odd? Of course, it's not odd. So, as we include ourselves with all beings in the world, there's acknowledgement that we all, as human beings, have the ability to feel hurt. There's like 6 billion of us out there. Can you imagine, like, if we could all take care of ourselves with compassion rather than try to kill the other person? What a world it would be. That's what the So it's not hurt. It's right now in me, it's expansiveness and like, yeah, this is this is a powerful practice. And I'm hoping all beings benefit. Thank you so much.